Most people who keep getting hurt aren't unlucky. They're stuck in a pattern and they don't even know it. Here's what it looks like. You feel good, you push hard, you overdo it, either with the intensity or the volume of the activity, and something starts hurting or you burn out. You back off, you feel better, and then you do the exact same thing again. Sometimes this can go on for years and the whole time you're working hard. That's what makes it so frustrating. The problem isn't effort, it's the range of the boom bust cycle you're operating in. Taking time off when you're hurt feels like the right call, and sometimes it is. But if you're doing it over and over again and still not getting any better, here's what may actually be happening. Most people only worry about one end of the problem, the overdoing it side, but both ends are costing you. When you spike too high, your tissues never fully recover. Your body's stuck running damage control instead of building anything, and your nervous system often stays on edge and it starts treating normal loads like a threat. You're not really getting stronger, you're just surviving every session. But go too low for too long and the opposite problem kicks in. You lose the stimulus your tissues need to adapt, capacity starts to drop, and so when you eventually come back to training or your activity, you're arriving with a less resilient you. The most common mistake I see with people stuck in pain or stuck in their training is that they're measuring themselves against the wrong starting point. Not where you were at 25, not what your favorite athlete or coach on Instagram is doing, not some arbitrary version of yourself you've built up in your head. Before anything else can work, you need an honest read on where you actually are right now. Your actual current capacity, your actual current limits. Most people skip this step because the answer is often uncomfortable. You're not as far along as you'd like to be or feel like you should be, and that's often hard to sit with. But if you skip that part, nothing else will work. You'll keep chasing a target that isn't really calibrated for you. If you're dealing with pain or you're caught up in the boom bust cycle, here's the framework we like to use, and it's simpler than most people think. The goal isn't to find your max and stay under it, it's to tighten the range you're operating in. Don't chase the ceiling every session and don't hide at the floor. Stay close to your current threshold or slightly above it, and that will help create adaptation that you can recover from. Small, consistent nudges in the right direction. If pain's part of the picture, here's the rule we use. Take your baseline pain and call that a 1 out of 10. During activity, we want that number to stay within 2 to 3 points of where it started, and a few hours after you train, still within 2 to 3 points, and then by the next day, getting close to back to baseline without any real loss of range of motion or significant issues. That window is going to tell you that you've applied enough stimulus to drive change without spiking your symptoms or your nervous system. Over time, that threshold should move up on its own, and that's really the whole game. We're not just training harder, we're training consistently in the right zone. The people who make the most progress long term aren't the ones who train the hardest. They're the ones who figured out where their actual edge is and stay just past it or just at it consistently. If that sounds like something you're working through, that's exactly what we help people with, and we love to help you out.